Hello and welcome to the Decking Awesome Games Save Princess Snowball demo Twitch stream.
Hello everyone. So we're Decking Awesome Games. Our prototype that we have hopefully upcoming next year is a escape room adventure. But instead of escaping a room, you're saving a bunny rabbit. You're a bunny rabbit. Your favourite bunny rabbit. We really only have one bunny rabbit. So it automatically your favourite bunny rabbit. So Princess Snowball is the name of your bunny. She's been missing for 3 days and you're devastated about it. And the idea of the game is that on the third night of her disappearance, you get a mysterious note, and which has led you to believe that you know somebody or somebody has taken her, and that she hasn't just escaped. So even though you had been putting up posters and flyers everywhere, you now think you have a lead on where she might be. So the idea is that you get a series of clues, and you must solve each of the clues, which result in a 3-digit number. And you use that 3-digit number to navigate through a deck that effectively tells the story of whether you save or don't save Princess Snowball. Fingers crossed saved though. So in the game you get a deck of cards. So you can see it's quite a chunky deck. It contains all of the puzzles. It also contains all of the clues, all in the same deck. And it follows a series of numbers. Now, the numbers are easiest to navigate when they're sequential, but there's some numbers that are missing. And the idea is that if you don't find your number, then you've probably got the wrong answer. Or if you find a card and flip it over and it says you have the wrong answer, then you also have the wrong answer. So the plan is, they are in the wrong order, is that you would just need to navigate using the deck of cards to solve the whole puzzle adventure, and you don't need anything else, which should make it a nice, not too expensive board game, even though we're only a small distributor. So we really love escape room board games, and we wanted to make something ourselves on a similar vein, but we probably couldn't get the cost down as low as some of the other things. So we think this is a clever solution to that problem, but hopefully you guys like it too. Yeah. So how do you start the game? Well, at the very start you flip over any of the cards at the very top of the deck that say read this. So there'll be an instruction manual that'll explain that, but to start off with, you have to flip over, read this. So in this version of the game, there's 6, but we're trying to increase the card sizes so that there'll be a few less that you'd have to flip over at the start. So we flip over the 6 cards.
Will I read out the first one?
Yeah.
Alright. So the first one says, "Welcome Escape Room Adventurer." This is a co-op adventure. So find some people and play together. Or don't. People are for everybody. Or for everyone. When playing, you should read every card aloud so all players can hear the details and instructions. When drawing cards from the deck, you should place them in a location visible to all players. These cards are the puzzles you must solve to accomplish your objective. First read cards 1 to 6. Then have read this written on the back of them. They have read this written on the back of them.
So these are 6 cards. The second card just tells you some more details on the rules that I've just explained, and then the third card gives you the background that I've just covered. So you're sitting in your sitting room, and a letter comes through your door envelope, post box. Yes, through your letterbox actually. So. Make way more sense. And this is the letter. So I think Owen, my beautiful assistant, has a digital copy.
I do.
So I'm going to read it out while it's on the screen. I'm so sorry. Work put so much pressure on me. I was so far behind on the project and needed a test subject. I should never have taken your rabbit. You need to rescue her from Sci-Pharma. I will do what I can to help you. I've left clues to help you free her in my office. Go tonight if you want to save Princess Snowball. Trees and windows light the way, but the darkness ends it. Andrew. So clearly Andrew has not been a good boy. He has stolen your bunny rabbit. But he wants to help you save it because he made a mistake. And we all make mistakes sometimes. What happens next is you drive or you cycle over to Sci Pharma and park beside the building, and then you are presented with a picture of the building. Now, keep in mind that the artwork is still in development. Until we're happy that the puzzles are seamless and that we have enough playtesters that we are sure that it's not going to disadvantage anyone. Like, we did have a few puzzles that were really specifically like country specific or specific to people, so we've tried to reduce those, or that they're finicky and people couldn't, like, it was too awkward for people to use them. So we've been refining based on the playtesting results, and it has taken a little bit longer because of COVID. So I think there was a few people we playtested with last year, and this is still quite similar. But in COVID, it's been hard to find playtesters because you're not allowed to see anyone, and that really hinders. So if you guys can play along at home now, that would be great. So you're presented with. Do you have it up? Oh yeah. A screen, and which will be revised to some proper artwork when we're happy with all the puzzles. So what you really have is the letter and the building, and you have to use those in combination to come up with an answer. So, as you can see on the letter, well, I don't know if anyone on the stream wants to give it a go, but no. Okay, so the letter has highlighted. You'll notice that there's capitals at the bottom, but maybe it's too confusing to guess. You know, maybe the clue is too cryptic. So what we have is, on the building, there's also a clue card talked about. So it says clue on card 264. So if you go to card 264 and you want a hand, you go to card 264 in the deck and flip it over, and it gives you a hint to help you along. And I don't know if you follow our podcast, but if you do, you'll notice that, or we talk about escape rooms in a recent one that we uploaded, or we're about to upload. And one of the things that we think is important is, if you get stuck in a puzzle, it's okay to ask for help. So don't be afraid to use the clue cards. It's a good idea, and once it gets you into the flow, maybe the first puzzle is a little bit overwhelming because you don't know how the game works. So don't be afraid to use it. So here is the first puzzle. The last full sentence in the letter on card 4 should be combined with the picture on card 6. This will produce 3 single-digit numbers, which can combine to tell you which card number to flip over. So, I don't know if you want to show.
Yeah, I can show this. Yeah, so for each puzzle, there's a few clues which can help you get on your way, and it's done the same process as the rest of the system, so it's very handy. Once you figure out how the game works, the first puzzle, it should be pretty straightforward, and you'll be able to get the rest of them. But obviously the puzzles will be more difficult, they'll be more challenging. There's lots of different variety of the puzzles, there's so much more different choices of it.
So this is a kind of a visual one with observation skills needed, but there's also ones that are like a little bit of mathematics skills, or a little bit of like abstract thought, or combine, knowing which things to combine together. So all of those different types of puzzles are inside the deck, so it makes it interesting as the game moves on. And then having the extra puzzle cards means that it's not so easy for you to figure out what the answer is just based on looking at the deck. You have to put a little more effort in and try and figure out where in the deck you have to go, or you have to use your clues properly, so you can't cheat. So having all the clues in there seems to help. So let's say this clue wasn't enough. You're like, oh, I see that it's the sentence, and I see that I have to do something here, but I'm not getting the right number. So if you go to card 355, you get another clue, which is slightly more detailed. So the idea is that some people don't want to give everything away straight away. They don't want to have the whole answer laid out to them, so maybe they just want to dive into it a bit more. So this says, the last full sentence on card 4 cryptically refers to 3 things. Trees, windows with lights, and windows without light. You need to count how many of each of these are on card number 6, which is the building card. And this will give you 3 numbers to combine with the number, or combine to make up the number of the card you have to go to. Remember not to include the bush when counting the trees. So, on the building card, you can see that, yeah, there's the clue.
Shut up, sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so these are what the clues look like. And you can see at the bottom of this clue, it says the answer is a small number on the back. Do not flip of card. So that just allows you to, if you still can't figure it out, you still have a way out. You still have a way of figuring it out. But I think we can figure this out, right? We can figure this out.
So, do you want to flip back to the building there, and maybe we'll...
Okay.
So, we have to count the trees, the windows with lights, and the dark windows. So, so we go with, I assume we'll go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
There's 3 trees, there's 2 windows with lights, and then there's 8 windows without lights. So,
so it's 3, 2, 8. And then the bush is not a tree.
It is not a tree.
Tricky, trying to trick us.
So then you go to the card 3 to 8. Now, if all else fails, and let's say you didn't figure out that it was 3 to 8, and you're like, I've looked at all the clues, I've tried to get to the bottom of this, and I still can't. It actually gives you, there's a smaller number on each card down in the bottom right hand side. And in that you can see it gives you the answer to some puzzles. So it tells you on the don't flip this card, but on the back of it is the answer. So there's answers scattered throughout the whole deck. So it can't give that away. But this will only tell you which one is the correct number. So
you can see here, that's what that smaller number is at the bottom. It's like an answer number.
Excellent. So that one said 3 to 8. So that's how we know. Okay. So that's how we know. So we flip over 3 to 8 and it goes correct. You enter the code into the keypad on the wall and the front doors to the Cypher Armor building slide open. You are free to walk into the reception. Thankfully, no one is home. You sneak behind the reception desk and see a cryptic clue with numbers on the door that say unlocked door. This note must have been left by Andrew to help you open the office, the door to the offices. This is your next challenge. So, now we flip over, we'll keep out the building and the letter. And we'll flip over the 2 cards that it talks about. So it talks about 424 and 476. Put one back away. Okay, so on these cards we have a picture of the layout of the reception. So the idea is that this gives you an idea of, to get a feel for where you are. So obviously playing with a deck isn't the same as playing with an escape room, but hopefully using your imagination you can expand it out to be the same thing. So we've put in a few pictures of just the areas that you're in, and to be redone by an artist. because I draw like a child. I have no artistic skill whatsoever. But the idea is that this will give you a good idea of where you are in the building and what you're looking for, so you don't feel like it's just a series of random puzzles. It kind of gives you the theme of what you're going for, so that you can get an idea of where you're heading and how far you've gotten. So,
I like the artwork.
Thanks. So, on that desk, which is the reception desk, which has flowers on it, which I always like in a reception, there is a reception keypad. And you can see it says unlock door on it, so that's how you know it's to unlock the inner door. They're not all keypads. This is just to get you started in the building and trying to give you, I think it's important to start off an escape room. We kind of give you a grounding of something that's not too difficult, but still gives you a flavour for the puzzles. Because you don't want to start off with really, really complex puzzles when you're not even sure how to play the game. So then you see the keypad, reception keypad, and as you can see, there is a series of numbers in a grid of 4x4, and 3 of the numbers are missing. And there is a little brown square, a little yellow square, and a little blue square, which shows what order you probably want the numbers, the answers in. So
the numbers are a little bit different than this, but I think it's okay.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's fine.
So I think it's the same answer though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's because one of these doesn't have a thing. There's a green one here.
Oh, there's a green one. Oh, there's an extra missing.
Yeah. But you can still work it.
You can still work it out.
Yeah.
So,
so if you have any suggestions in the comments, feel free to mention it. But yeah,
we'll give a second anyway. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so along if you take a row or a column, the solution is that you take a row or you take a column and you add up the total number.
Do clues?
So we'll do clues. Sorry, clue on card 1, 2, 8.
Yeah, so some of the puzzles will be on their own, like just solitary puzzles, and some of them will require lots of different things to connect up together, such as the keypad at the front of the building required the letter, but they will get kind of trickier and more interesting and lots of different variety and stuff, so yeah.
So it says, the clue for this says, you will only need the information on this card, card 4, 7, 6, to solve this puzzle. Look for a pattern in the numbers and use that to find the 3 missing numbers. So we've probably covered what we've already said, so it's probably not helpful enough to get us sorted. So we should go for a further clue, which is on 316. So if we go to card 316, flip it over. And it says, add up the numbers in any full row or column on card 476. This is the total that every row and column should equal. So if we take the second column...
I'm doing it this way.
Yeah.
So if we take the second column, it's 4, 7, 5, 2. Then we have to add those up using maths. And it becomes 18. So we add those up. There's, as you can see in the second column, there's one missing, so you can't get at that one. But we do have a full row here to make 18. So if we were then to figure out the brown number, we can see that it doesn't matter if we use the column or the row, those same numbers still add up as well. Just another little trick. So we have 4, 5, and 7. If we add up 4, 5, and 7, we make 16. So the first brown number is 2.
2, exactly. That's correct.
And if we do the same for the others, it's 14 for the top row. So the yellow is 4, so it's 2, 4. And then for blue, we have that row as a missing one. It's trying to trick us. But it's 7, 2, and 4, which is, if you add that up, that's 13. Take away from 18 is 5. So we have a guess. We have a good guess here now of 2, 4, 5. No?
Oh, is it? Maybe that one is.
Oh, maybe this one is.
Yeah, it's 2, 4, 2 in the later version of this. Sorry. I think they're interchangeable.
The digital version we have set is of a different version of the one that we printed. We're doing a lot of playtesting, trying to figure things out, trying to figure out what the best versions is. So some versions have different things, but let's just go with what Kira has.
So that's correct. It will be the right number when we have the final version. When you figure out the number, you go to the keypad on the wall beside the entrance to the offices and enter it. The door to the admin offices opens. You walk through and you see 2 desks in front of you. An elevator is the only way out of the room. The elevator circuitry is exposed and needs to be fixed before it will work. It looks like the elevator just needs power. So what connection needs the power? So you you flip a series of cards that gives you the layout of the room you've just entered. So it gives you all the details of this room. So
yeah, so the first one up is Carol's desk. Carol Smith is the admin, and she has a whole bunch of pens, blue, red, and white on her desk, and then she's also big into astronomy, so she's got a big desk mat with planets and satellites and stuff. So she's kind of into. She probably needs somewhere to organize her pens, maybe a cup or something. Yeah. And what's up? Which one's next?
She likes so 183.
183.
That's Pat's desk.
I went too far. I'm just going to switch so that you don't see other ones. Do you want to look at Pat's desk?
So on Pat's desk, so he's an engineer, and he has some notes and some post-its and a pencil on his desk. So there's a little bit of it everywhere. But he also has a letter on it, and it says, "Pat, can you get the elevator working again? Thanks." So he is a likely candidate for being able to help us to solve the problem with the elevator. So the elevator panel then comes up on 198.
There we go.
So, as you can see, the idea is that there's power on the left-hand side of the circuit board, and then on the right-hand side is the connectors that you want to connect up. And you need to figure out which of those 4 connectors is the right connector to plug in. So you need to find some clue that will lead you to a number. And then there's the office layout. Now the office layout is just to give you 399. Is just to give you an idea of give you some sort of idea of how all of those cards join up together. So you can see from the office layout that there's 2 desks and an elevator with a panel.
Yeah, you can see that
and open circuitry and kind of a cable coming down.
Yeah, Pat is halfway through his job, it looks like. Didn't get to finish it.
And then went home for the weekend. It's pretty dangerous, but so now you have to use the elevator panel and Pat and Carol's desk. So I guess
you have to be an electrician, trying to figure it out.
A clever electrician. So maybe we'll go to the clue because we don't know how to solve it. So let's go to the clue. So it says, the clue on the yellow note on Pat's desk, card 183, must be combined with the elevator circuitry on card 198. Try and guess what the letters might be referring to. So if we go to Pat's desk, we can see some letters on a sticky note. On a post-it.
Yeah, we can. So it says, we see a sticker and it says OR, D, L, D, or U, or.
So what, if we're trying to figure out with the circuitry, what those could refer to. So let's see what they could match up with. Well, we need to get from one side to the other side of the card, so it's likely that they refer to directions. So now it can be hard on a card to tell what way the directions go. So it looks like it's right, down, left, down, right, up, right. So now that we have guessed what those letters refer to, we now have to figure out how to use it on the elevator panel. So, looking at this, it looks like it's in some way we have to make a pattern out of it. So if we need to pick one of these final numbers. So we probably have to start with these electrics on the other side of the card, on the left hand side of the card. So if we take the lightning, we take each one and we try and follow those directions to the other side. So if we take the first one, we can go right. We can go down.
Down.
But we can't go, or we can go left, and then we can go down, and then we can go right, but we can't go up.
No.
No, that first one doesn't work.
It's pretty close. Pretty close.
It was pretty close. We were on like the last row. So let's take the second one. So we head over the first two squares. We can go right, and we can go down.
Down.
We can go left.
Left.
And we can go down.
Down.
And we can go right.
Right.
And we can go up.
Up.
And we can go right.
Right. That's it.
And we can get to 176.
Nice.
So let's go with 176.
And if we do the third one, and we go right, down, and then left, we cause a short circuit.
So it's a bad idea.
Yeah. Probably why Pat took a breather on the weekend. Probably made the wrong guess. Didn't get him very far.
Clearly his cheat sheet, very dangerous.
Yeah.
So
176.
176, if we turn this over, it says, correct, the elevator hums to life. The doors slide open and you get in. You press the fourth floor button, which has laboratory written beside it. The elevator beeps, but nothing happens. Beside the button, a security code needs to be entered to make the elevator move. Flip card 350.
And this is the one we probably said we don't have to do this one, do we? Or if you keep going, how far do
Oh,
you go?
no, this is good. This is good.
Okay, cool. So this is a good clue here. You guys can have a look at, try and figure it out for yourselves. Feel free to post on social media, comment, see if you can figure it out, and then we can continue on. But there's a whole bunch of challenges like this, and we're still looking for playtesters. As we get closer and closer to making it, we'll be kind of figuring out problems and adding in new challenges and changing things up a bit. Especially like the layouts of cards and the design and the color schemes and everything else. But we're really happy with the theme of it, and we're really happy with all the challenges as it kind of slowly progresses more and more tricky. This one's kind of a tricky one as well. So if you can figure it out, which is very difficult.
Yeah, you gotta use a few cards.
Yeah. This is the first one. When I played this the first time, this is where I used the clue. This is the first time I used the clue personally. And I spent a while trying to figure it out, but and it makes total sense. So smarter people will be able to get it.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I'm sure Brian will post in the chat for any badges if you want any.
For our podcast, we're releasing the Escape Room podcast on the first Monday of every month. The next one is escape rooms.
Yep.
And we do a shout out for escape room board games at the end. But we love escape rooms, all three of us. So does our dog. Eureka.
Thank you very much. Will I?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Okay. So, feel free. Oh, we're running a competition this weekend for a Dice Owners mat. So, if you... What?
Eureka.
What's wrong?
Sorry, I thought I would pause the stream, but I paused the stream.
If you want to enter, you just have to join up to our mailing list or purchase something in our store, and you'll be in with a chance to win. If you do happen to purchase a playmat, you'll be refunded the money if you do win. But yeah, they're available on our website, so please go there and join if you can.
The mailing list is also a really good opportunity to learn more about Save Princess Snowball, and all sorts of other things that are coming up. So the mailing list is the perfect spot. You get the first notification of anything new from Decking Out Some Games. So definitely, we don't spam people with a load of messages, 3 a year.
Yeah, we only make so many games, so that's pretty follow us on social media if you want updates and don't want to join the mailing list. So you'll see our links on the panel below the video, or you can go to our website and see the links there. So we're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. There's our little Waffles who wants us to play and is upset that we're not playing with her now. And said streaming on Twitch. Anyway, follow us on social media. If you want to buy anything in our store this weekend, there's a voucher code for UK GE 2020, and that'll get you €5 off. So follow us on social media to see posts about our podcast as well. The badge link, website, all good. Excellent. Thanks so much for joining us. And we're up later at 2:00 with a stream on bumper bots on Titan. So there'll be a demo and playthrough of that. That's a family game for 2 to 6 players, a chaotic worker placement game. So see you then. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.